Okay, so I think this is 66 to 78. Okay. All right. 1 second. All right. So 66. Every 5 years in March, the population of a certain town is recorded. In 1995, the population town had a fourth. The town had a population of 4,500. For 1995 to 2000, the population increased by 15%. So if it increased by 15%, so imagine this again, right? So right now, 100% of the population equals 4,500. So if you increase by 15%, the population obviously went a little bit, increased a little bit. We're now at 150%. So we can multiply that by 1.15. And then we have this new number, whatever that number is. I just find the number for you. 4,500 times 1.115. So the population in 2000 was 5175. And then from that, it decreased 4%. So from that portion, it decreased 4%. So I'm going to draw a new bar model. I forget that one. So 100%. Our population is a 5175, 0%. Right? And what happens in the year 2000 to 2005, the population decreased. So from 5,175, it decreased 4%. Let me take 4% here. So we have to find out what 94% of that is. So we're going to multiply the second one by 0.94. So that's what you could have done straight up. 4,500 times the increase, 1.115. That takes us to 5,175, and then we multiply that by 0.94 because, sorry, not 0.94, 0.96. Sorry, this should have been a 6. And we get that the population at the end with the decrease is 4,968. Oof. Talk about not being able to talk. 67. What number is equivalent to 43? What do you call over 12? Just divide that. So all you gotta do is divide, and we get 3.583. The repeating part's the 3, so I guess that's the tricky part here. So this is your answer. You put the bar notation on top of the number that repeats, and the only thing that repeats is the 3. Which statement describes the decimal equivalent of 7 divided by 8? Well, let's find out what 7 divided by 8 is. It is 0.875. So this is a terminating decimal, right? The decimal that ends right there. So decimal is a repeating digit of 5. Nope. It's a decimal is a repeating digit of 75. Nope. It's a decimal that terminates after two decimal places. Nope. 68 is D. Construct a response. Oh no. Oh, convert 3/11 to a decimal using long division. Really? Alright, so that's what. So you can write it like this first. It helps. And it's 3 divided by 11, so 0. That allows to put a decimal. Allows us to add a 0 here. You already have a calculator, so I would definitely calculate that. So in our calculator, it looks like this. So our answer should be this, repeating. So let's just show that it repeats. That's 2, 22, 8 comes down, bring a 0 down, so it's 7, 77. 3 left over, bring a 0 down, and it's going to be a 2 again, which is 22. 8 comes down, bring another 0, it's 47. And what is this? 77 and 3, and it continues. So you can show that it repeats, and then finally write your answer in this format. Okay. I highly doubt you'll see that question. Seriously. 70. Bank statement. Show the following deposit and withdrawal. So if it's a deposit, it's positive. If it's a withdrawal, it's negative. If Graham's balance in the account was $47.86 at the beginning of the month, what was the balance at the end of the month? Oh my God. So basically, that's what they're saying. So you start with $47.86, and then you subtract because he used some money. Then he add because he put some money back. And then you subtract again because he used the money, $22, and then he used another $8.50. And then he put some money back, $94.11. So that's basically what it's looking at. 47.86 minus 25.5 plus 52.75 minus 22.04 minus 8.5 and then plus 94.11. Enter. Final money in his bank account, it is $138.68. I got 68 cents. Is it 98 cents? 47.86 minus 25.5 plus 52.75 minus 22.04 minus 8.5 plus 94.11. 138.68. That's what I'm getting. Okay. $71. Scientist uses a submarine. She begins at sea level, which is elevation of 0. She travels straight down for 90 seconds at a speed of 3.5. And she travels up for 30 seconds at a speed of 2.5 feet per second. After this 130-second period, how much time in seconds will it take for the scientist to travel back to sea level at the submarine's maximum speed of 4.8 feet per second? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a second. So let's find out where she is, first of all. Okay, before she travels back. So she's at 0. Here's the water. Here's a sub. And it goes down 90 seconds. So 90 seconds times 3.5 feet. So actually, you know what? So she's gonna go down. The sub is gonna go down. So let's see how far down it goes. 90 times 3.5 equals 315. So the sub goes all the way down to negative 315. Okay, she's at negative 315 feet underwater. And then she goes up for 30 seconds. So 30 seconds times 2.2 feet. That means, let's see how much she climbs. So 30 times 2.2, she goes up 66. So she was at 350, negative 315, right? That's where she was. And then she's going to go up 66 feet. Minus 315. And that puts it at 249. So currently, the sub is at negative 249 feet underwater. That's what we have. And then, how long will it take for that sub to go up 249 feet up to go back to sea level? So now the sub wants to go up here. It has to travel 249 feet. We're going to divide that by 4.8 because that's how many feet per second it takes. It travels at. So 249 feet divided by 4.8. It is going to take her 51. Calculator says 51.875. It says round to nearest tenth of a second. So 51.9 seconds. Okay, interesting problem. 70 something, 72. How much more does 1 1/4 pound of beef cost than 1 1/4 pound of turkey? So let's do the beef. I don't know why it says that beef, but it says beef. So beef is 1 1/4 pounds times, how much is it per pound? $4.25. So the beef cost is 1.25 times 4.25. Rounded, it's $5.31. That's how much the beef costs. The turkey is 280. We're going to buy 1 1/4 pounds again. So let me write that down. 1 1/4 pounds. I'm going to multiply that by $2.85. So 1.25 times 1.25 times 2.85 gives us $3.56 rounded. So obviously the beef is more expensive. $5.31 minus $3.56. 5.31 minus 3.56, and the difference in price is $1.75. Okay. Uh-oh. Brad has $10. So Brad has $10. He's gonna spend a ruby. He orders half a pound sausage and 1/4 pound chickens. How much money will he have after he pays for his order? So let's figure out what so half pound of, so let's write down sausage. Half pound, what's a sausage? $3.25. Let's figure that out. So 0.5 times 3.25, that costs us $1.63. And gonna buy 1 1. So let me write chicken. 1 1/4. How much is the chicken? $2.50. 1.25 times 250. The chicken is gonna cost him $3.13. So the total between the sausage plus the chicken is 163 plus 3.13, 4.76. That's the total. And he's going to pay with $10, so $10 bill, so 10 minus 4.76. It's going to be $5.24. That's how much he receives in change. Okay, so that's the answer to B. Oh, 73. With all these constructed responses. 5.5, Rachel walks 2 3/5 each day for 7 days. Through the same week, she also jogged 5 3/4 miles per day on 4 days. What's the total number of miles she walked and jogged? Okay, so 2 3/5 miles. She did that for 7 days, so we're gonna multiply that by 7. That's her jog, her walking. Then she also jogged. So let me write jogged 5 3/4 miles for 4 days. Let's multiply that. The answer, you know what? If you want, these are fractions that you can change to decimal. So if you write 2.6 and multiply by 7, you get 18.2 miles that she walked. I would change that to decimals. 5 3/4 is 5.75 times 4. And we get 23 miles. So we want the total, right? So we're going to add 18.2 plus 23. And we get 41.2 combined miles. Okay. 74. Table below shows what is this? The price of gram for 4 weeks. By how much did the price of 1 gram of gold change from week 1 to the end of week 4? So you have the price of gold. Okay. And I mean, price of gold is here. After week, so let's call that X. Week 1, the price of gold goes up 125. Week 2, it goes down negative 3.125. Week 3, it goes up a little bit. Plus, let me put plus over here. goes up 0.6625. And then in week 4, it goes up again, plus 1.5. So after all this change up and down, did the price of gold that started at X, was it up? Did it end above X or below X? So add all those four numbers down. 1.25 plus negative 3.125 plus 0.625 plus 1.5. So if you, I guess, if you want to explain your answer, you would say that you added all these four, right? And you found that the sum was 0.25 positive, right? So that means that the price of gold after 4 weeks increased by 25 cents. That's it, right? At the end of week 4, the price of the gold was $39.28. So that is all that change up and down, the price of gold. So here's the price of gold. Let me call X. It went up, went down, went up again, it went up again. Went up, went down, went up, and then went up, right? So it ended up just above. So if you think of this as X, it's just above. And they're telling you that it ended at 39.28. Okay, what was the price of gold here at the beginning? Right, all this change is simply it went up by 25 cents, right? So it ended up 39.28. So that's just 25 cents higher than it began 4 weeks ago. So all you have to do is 39.28 minus 0.25, and you get 39.03. So that was the beginning price here. We'll change that here. So 39.03. All right. So after 4 weeks, all that up and down, another thing, it just literally just means that it went up by 25 cents. $75. Okay. Museum opened the door at 8. In the first hour, 350 people bought tickets. In the second hour, 20 more people purchased tickets than the first hour. Each admission ticket cost $17.50. What was the total amount of money paid for all the tickets purchased in the first 2 hours? Okay. So from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., the first hour, 350 people bought tickets. All right, so let's, all right, and each ticket was $17.50. So let's multiply that by $17.50. So in the first hour, let's see how much money they made. They made 350 times 17.5. That gives us 6,125. In hour 2, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., they said that 20% more people. So what's 20%? So we look at this. Again, you don't have to do the bar graph. So 350 people were the number of people that bought tickets in the first hour. In the second hour, the number of people who bought increased by 20%. So let's add 20%, which is going to take that 100 to 120%. So to figure out this number right here, we're going to do 350 times 1.2. So 350 times 1.2 gives us 420. So from 9 to 10, 420 people bought tickets. Right? It was 20% more than the first hour. And we're going to multiply that by 1750. 420 times 1750 gives us 7,350. So they want to say, what was the question? What was the total amount paid? We add these two. 5, 7, 4, 13. $13,475 were spent in the first 2 hours. Okay. 76. A club needs 300 feet of rope. Okay, 2 pieces of rope that are, they have the amount of rope listed below. 2 pieces of rope that has 16 yards in length. 1 piece of rope that is 125 yards in length. Okay. 1 piece of rope that is 123.25 feet in length. How much additional roping feet does the school club need in order to have enough? So they need 300 feet in total. So let's see what we have. Let's add up what we have. So 2 ropes. Let me put rope 1. This measures 16 yards. Realize we have to change everything to feet, right? So we have another rope that measures 16 yards. We'll do the exchange in a second. We have another rope that measures 12.5 yards. And we have one rope that measures 123.25 feet. This one we don't change. So let's change this to yards. 1 yard is 3 feet. So I'm going to multiply this by 3. That means this is 48 feet. Multiply this by 3. That means it's 48 feet. Multiply this by 3. And let's see, 12.5 times 3 equals 37.5 feet. So now that I have everything feet, I can add them up. So I'm going to add 48 plus 48 plus 37.5 plus 123.25, and then let's add that first. 48 plus 48 plus 37.5 plus 123.25 equals 256.75 feet. So that's what the school has. We want to reach 300, so how much more do we need? Well, 300 minus 256.75. And that's going to give us 43.25 feet. That's how much the school needs to reach their goal of 300 yards. Okay, so yeah. 77. Yay, ratios and proportional relationship. On the graph below, the relationship between number of people and the total cost of admission for a circus. Okay, which point on the graph represents the unit rate? Remember, the unit rate is where x equals 1, right? That's where the unit rate is. When x equals 1, y equals whatever value. That's your unit rate. So all you got to do is on the x-axis, look for 1, and then look for the y coordinate. And in this case, when x equals 1, y equals 15. So the point would be 1, comma, 15. There you go. 78. Recipe requires 1/3 of milk for each 1/4 cups of water. How many cups of water needed for each cup of milk? Alright, so 1/4 cup of water for 1/3 cup of milk. Now I wrote milk at the bottom because I need to know if I use 1 cup of milk, the question is how many cups of water do I need, right? Okay. That's the question. That's basically asking you for the unit rate. How do I get this to this? We can divide by 1/3, which means the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal, 3/1. Multiply the top by 3/1. The bottom, these all simplify to 1, which is my unit rate, and then 1/4 times 3/1 is just 3/4. And there is my answer. Okay, finally done with this one.